Bye-bye. Hi, my name is Joe. How can I help you?
Hi Joe, good morning. So I'm here with my sister and she graduated last week.
Congratulations.
So, yes, so we are here to buy a car for her.
This is actually going to be my very first car and I'm so excited about it. But we are looking for a sort of budgeted one.
All right, miss. I follow you. But it's not about the budget. It's not about the car or its features. It's about your dream. It's about your lifestyle.
Good morning, sir, and my colleagues. Did we hear the salesperson speaking about technical jargons or features or characteristics of the vehicle? No, he just only mentioned about her dream, her lifestyle. This is called the business vocabulary. He just uttered a couple of persuasive words only. This is called the business language or linguistic aspects of the advertising. So we are here to speak about the effectiveness of linguistic aspect of advertising, and we are group number 1.
Okay, individually. Yes.
So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Chamidu
And I'm Shannon Rasiah.
And I am Rebecca Felix.
And I am Jayasekara.
I'm Chathuri Maheshika.
I'm Shammi.
Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. Actually, today we are going to talk about the linguistic aspect of automobile marketing, and we have selected this platform, YouTube, because it's more convincing and it has become a crucial platform for marketing. So there are so many definitions when it comes to marketing, but according to linguists, it is persuasive communication. And Dimbleby and Burton state that an advertisement is an example of communication that is concisely planned with the intention of affecting the audience. So I have selected this specific brand, Morris Garages, also known as MG, and it's a very popular brand in Europe, and in our neighbor country it has acquired its market portion. And we are lucky to see some Morris Garages wheels on Sri Lankan roads. So I'm going to talk about the linguistic aspect of the advertisement, which you can find on YouTube. There are altogether 96 words, acoustically 83 words, and visually 13 words. And let's have a direct gaze at the advertisement. Don't forget to pay attention on the linguistic aspect of this advertisement.
What makes us human? Sometimes it feels like we've forgotten. Maybe we can learn again from someone who's been learning from us.
Welcome, Benedict.
Learn to recognize each other. Hello, NG. Turn on AC.
Turning on AC.
Learn to listen and respond to each other. Hello, NG. Play my favorite music.
Playing your favorite music.
Learning to learn about each other. Say hello to the family, Hector. Open summary. Very obliging. Thanks, Hector. That was fun. It's a human thing.
Morris Garage is an organization, a car manufacturer, has been operating since 1924. It's a British car manufacturer, and now it's owned by a Chinese company located in UK. So when it comes to the linguistic aspect, it starts with this rhetorical question: what makes us human? and it doesn't require you to answer. And it further elaborates, sometimes it feels like we have forgotten. Yes, exactly. So as human beings, sometimes we have forgotten who we are. Maybe we can learn again from someone that has been learning from us. See this term, somehow. Someone in the sense, like, they are talking about this particular product, particular car, but it refers someone. So that's what we call personification. And here, learn to recognize each other. Learn to listen and respond to each other. These are also parts of personification. That means they consider the product as a human, as a person. It gives more human attribute to the products. And when it comes to the term learn to recognize each other, we have this feature especially in our mobile phones. They recognize us by our face. Face recognition is there, and it has become synonymous with this security feature. Your car recognizes yourself. On top of that, it's a cool feature actually. Learn to listen and respond to each other. We live in a society that we are not responded very often. What is more optimistic? I was not responded, or else I was responded? I think you know the answer. So your car listens to you and responds to yourself. That means your car follows your voice command. Isn't it convincing? And we'll talk about this fundamental line. Say hello to the family hector. This is what we call metaphor. Do we talk about the car's family or owner's family? Yes, exactly. It's about the car's family. And people can ask, can a car have a family? Yes, of course. It's about the history of the car and the previous models of the car. So this is a very vital factor when it comes to the marketing, and they have used this linguistic area to emphasize that. Very obliging. Thanks, sector. It was fun. We call this exaggeration because we know that car rides are not fun. Most of the time we have to be stuck in the traffic. But there's this realistic approach through this exaggeration, because you drive a car that recognizes you, that responds to you, that follows your voice command, that has been so obedient to you. Isn't it wonderful? And we'll talk about the visual elements of the language use. Welcome, Benedict. It is with this recognition, face recognition. And they talk about this key feature, one of the predominant features in the car. And at the last, we can see this Morris garages. This is actually, they are at the end of the advertisement. And most people think that this goes unnoticed because it's the end of the advertisement. No, actually this has created a positive idea in customers' mind about its history, its family. And according to Beverland, he stated this in 2005, to reflect heritage, advertising might establish links to the brand's traditions, history, place of origin, or traditional production methods. So this portrays its history. And the next feature, Internet Insight. I don't think that I have to elaborate this because, everywhere we go, like shopping centers, cinemas, libraries, anywhere, we seek internet. So isn't it wonderful? You have a car with internet, inbuilt internet. That's a key feature, and that is very persuasive. And when it comes to this, the other part, at the rear of the vehicle, it's there, hybrid hybrid actually directs you, it portrays this concept of eco-friendliness. Especially after pandemic situation, people started talking about the environment, the mother nature. Do we treat our mother nature well? So this emphasizes that fact. So when you have this idea, okay, I'm driving the car which doesn't do any damage, not doesn't do any damage, like does kind of less damage to the environment, then you have this, kind of privilege feeling. And we'll talk about rivals, competition. Every product has competition, especially automobile industry. It has a huge competition. And when it comes to MG Hector, it has some similar cars manufactured by Tata, Kia, and other brands. But I wanted to select something predominant, something renowned. That is from the renowned make Jeep Compass. When we consider about two cars, actually both cars have similar features: engine capacity and fuel tank and fuel type, transmission, like that. But when it comes to Jeep Compass, I thought of talking about its linguistic aspect, linguistic area. So I'm not going to play that, but the advertisement is on YouTube. You can see the link. So I'm going to talk about key points that they have come up with. When you are driven, not just to win, unafraid to take a leap of faith. When you refuse to stop at the finish line and keep going towards a new adventurer, fearless and free. Become legendary. Live legendary. This is what we call hyperbole. Hyperbolic sentences are like overstating or else exaggerating. Although exaggeration is advantageous for marketing, there are some limitations. It has to be some sort of realistic when it comes to marketing. So we have to use our language carefully. So Stern has mentioned this: advertising is perceived as authentic when it depicts a realistic plot reflecting an everyday situation, mostly presented by ordinary, non-idealized characters. Actually, it has to be like something related to the society, everyday life. Otherwise, do you see someone legendary every day? Can you become legendary every day? This is not a day-to-day situation. So what I feel like, this advertisement, even though it is persuasive and even though it has predominant features, it is exaggerating. And my MG Hector wins because of its linguistic application. It has created a link between the customer and the product. It's a psychological bridge. With its slogan, it's a human thing. Isn't it wonderful? And these are the references. I hope that you had a comprehensive idea about marketing, linguistic in marketing of this product, MG Hector. And next I'm going to invite one of our colleagues, Felix, to talk about something interesting. And guess what? You are going to love this. Thank you very much, sir.
What's your name? Chamidu?
Omega.
Chamidu Omega.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chamidu, for your elaborate presentation. And a very good morning to you, sir. Before I get on with my product, the Nissan Skyline GTR, I would like to rewind a little bit. So starting from using animals as a source of transportation in 1844, the first automobile was invented. Out of a dozen different reasons or behind the invention of cars, the main reason was to facilitate the transportation of people and enable the reach to another place while saving time. On the other hand, the word advertising has many definitions, but the most common and basic is the one from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and it is as follows. Advertising is defined as the action of calling something to the attention of the public, especially by paid announcement. So generally, advertising is vital because it makes people convinced to buy a service or the product. So as a group, when we did a little research about this new topic, advertising, we came across a rather interesting theory called the Golden Circle. So this Golden Circle was actually developed by Sir Simon Sinek, and as mentioned, it comprises of these three components. They are why, how, and what. He said that people do not buy what you do. They do not buy how you do it, but they just simply buy why you do it. Leaders and organizations follow this golden circle, and all these three questions, why, how, and what, are answered through advertisements with the use of effective language. Right. So my first question, what is Nissan and what type of language does it use when marketing? Established in Japan in around 1933, Nissan is a multinational automobile company, and it commits to innovation, reliability, and quality. Today, that rich history has forward-thinking engineering, and it can be seen and felt in the smallest vehicle, the Nissan Go, to the Nissan X-Trail, and my focus brand today, the Nissan GTR. The Nissan GTR, the Grand Nissan Skyline GTR, the Gran Turismo Racing, is also nicknamed as the Godzilla for its dominating ability. It is also the least expensive supercar, and if you have seen a GTR advertisement before, you probably would have noticed by now that they do not use a lot of complex language. They use the everyday language that people use, and they also use a lot of adjectives like skyline and Godzilla, and also with a lot of repetitions. The language is very simple as well. So how do they advertise? So like I said, the slogan of Nissan is innovation that excites. So they tend to focus on this aspect where they advertise a lot. They tend to keep repeating that they tend to say how they have improved the supercar a lot. Once they made the fastest man on the earth, Usain Bolt, to become the head of the campaign by customizing a vehicle for him. And they used a very catchy phrase. They said, what if the world's fastest man went even faster? This was enough to create a need in the customer's mind and to want it more. How does Nissan answer the question why through the use of language? Right, so you probably might be wondering why what GTR abbreviation stands for. It stands for the Gran Turismo Racing. So the Japanese chose to use an Italian abbreviation because back then people used Western abbreviations in marketing. So this was done to enhance their sales. So if you know, I would like for you to see this as well. As you know right now, Australia holds a Bathurst 1000 Formula race every year, and the Nissan GTR was the first ever vehicle to win this competition in 1933. And because of that, because of the dominating nature it had, they managed to get the nickname the Godzilla. As I gave it to you, the Wheels magazine, that is actually a copy of the Wheels magazine, it shows the language they used to deliver their advertising as well. Nissan is a very competitive brand, so they kind of like to mock their competitors. I saw in one of the advertisements, they say, embarrass your neighbor's sports car. They also say, we set the record and then we break it. They like to challenge themselves as well as challenge the others in their advertisements. This kind of catches their target market. Their target market is the very adventurous people, and they use very simple phrases, adjectives and repetitions. And another thing is they expect their target market to know what the brand is. So because of that, they have put a lot of references in their video below. So let's take a look at this video.
I've played the game and earned my fame. I've been accused and been abused. I shook the elite, became the one to beat. Broke every rule around and ruled underground. Now guess what? It's all gonna happen again.
Well, despite their win at the Bathurst 1000, they were banned in just 2 years. That is because they were simply too good. So they use personification in this video. They say, I've played the game and earned my fame. I've been accused, I've been abused. I shook the elite, became one to beat, broke every rule and ruled out the crowd. What does this say about them? They try to actually use this inanimate car as a human. They try to say that just like the car has a feeling, that even though they have had their hard fall, they finally bounce back even higher. And they also use very blunt languages in their advertisement. So if they have just 100 cars, they will just simply say that without sugarcoating. So it is called euphemism. So as you can see, just 3000 only, limited color, midnight purple, number 2. So that's what, it's very simple. They don't use a lot of jargons, they don't use a lot of language, and the use of hashtags to keep up with the social media is done. So you know, as you can see the picture of Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid, the Japanese tends to use a lot of metaphors, a lot of deep ones. So once I came across an advertisement where the CEO says, imagine going to the top of the mountain and thinking it was the peak, but when you arrive, you find even a higher ground. And the Nissan, for us, the Nissan and our GTR, we will never stop climbing higher to find that higher place. Experience a new GTR for yourself. So that is how they market. They emphasize on their innovation a lot. So I hope you got a comprehensive idea on the marketing and the language used in the Nissan GTR. Over to you, Chathuri.
Thank you, Rebecca, for that wonderful presentation. I'm Chathuri Maheshika. language used in advertisement. How the language used in advertising. To demonstrate this, I have chosen an advertisement of a car. The car is Skysphere. So before introduce about the car, I would like to introduce about Audi. Audi origin in Germany and it operates in the automobile industry since 1909, which means it has more than 100 years. Which means it has more than 100 years of industrial experience. Audi has sold 2 million automobiles during 2021. So, Audi has introduced its new motto, "Future is an attitude," in 2021. In line with that, Audi has introduced Skysphere at the same year. So let's look at Audi's target market. Audi's target market is the affluent class of modern urban consumers. So what are their characters? Higher purchasing power, tech savvy, modern, they appreciate the style, they appreciate the quality of the product, they appreciate the safety of the product, and also the sustainability. So let's look at what's Skysphere. Skysphere is the concept car by Audi, introduced in year 2021 in the Motor Car Weeks, which is the largest automobile show in USA. So Skysphere is the electric car, which is a self-driven electric car. So let's look at the advertisement, but before that I want to emphasize some facts. The running time of this advertisement is 1 minute and 28 seconds, and it has altogether 75 words. Out of 75 words, 63 words pronounced, the rest visually displayed. So I request you to watch this outstanding advertisement of the Skysphere.
A sphere full of possibilities. Experiencing power and ultimate luxury. A breath of fresh air. Escape from the ordinary. Connecting or disconnecting. Communicating without words, without limits. Freedom from and freedom to choose what's right. To create change. To shape the future. The sky is the limit. The Audi Skysphere concept. Freedom and motion.
Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the advertisement. So if you have watched it carefully, you will have understood how effectively language used in this advertisement. So let me explain how effectively they have used the language. So the first phrase of this advertisement, think of freedom. Then it shows freedom to choose. From these two phrases indicate their target customers, affluent customers, wealthy customers. That means financial freedom, which means they have the purchasing power to select what they want and explore the possibility, as well as experience the ultimate luxury. So basically, from the first two phrases, they remind their target customers who they are. So, we'll move on to the next 30 seconds of the advertisement. So there are phrases such as metamorphosis of design, experience device, digital light concept, which gives us a little indication on the technology used. But comparative to, as usual, car ads, this is very minimal in details. I believe Audi did this purposely because they know knowing their customer base. Their customer base are tech savvy. What does that mean? Tech savvy means they mostly not only depending on the commercial, the details what they provide. They always like to research on the whatever the particular product that they interest. They refer in the website, they refer in the catalog. So that's how they approach to their target market. So the real focus of Audi is emphasizing on the novelty of the product. So the next phrase, a breath of fresh air, which symbolizes the newness, uniqueness, originality of the product. And what's the really fascinating thing is how to communicate the possibility of being different from the rest. So phrases such as an escape from the ordinary, connecting or disconnecting, freedom from freedom to, use those phrases use the option of escaping or disconnecting from present technology, disconnecting from present technology and connect to the future. This goes with the Audi's motto, future is an attitude. So, apart from that, so these phrases have the literal meaning as well. So, when highlighting those literal meaning, so Audi says their target buyers, there is a possibility to leave the present status quo and join to the higher status quo. So, when compiling all these ideas, I think Audi hit the nerve of the target customer throughout the phrases. So, from the next line, communicating without words, without limits. So this basically says their target market, you can show who you are to the society by buying an Audi. So, the final 30 minutes of this ad focuses on emphasizing sustainability of the product. So to choose what's right, fully electric, to create change, to shape the future. So remind their target market of Audi and endorse sustainability. So here, Audi, by bringing out that value and tells their target market that you can show your concern towards the environment by being with us. In summary, I would like to say that this ad emphasizes on the core value of the focus customer segment and persuade them in literal manner by using the language effectively. So let's move on to the common features of the advertisement. Attractive videography, effective language use, audio with background music, support to convey the message effectively. And then let's look at what are the learnings we can have. So the literal communication rather than the direct communication, so which is very suitable for their target market, and clear message, optimized time. Though the ad is quite long, so when considering the aspect that they are used, it's very effective and very well organized flow. So with excellent marketing and advertising, Audi has captured sizable share of the local and international market. So the commercial on the Audi persuade us that indeed the vehicle for all season and for all who like to feel special. The future is an attitude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chathuri. Good morning, sir, and my dear colleagues. So, as we are here discussing on the linguistic aspect of the automobile industry, the brand that I have chosen to speak on is Tesla.
What is your name?
I'm Shannon, Rasiah, sir, and welcome to my presentation session.
Earlier was
Chathuri.
Chathuri.
alright.
So, as we know, Tesla is an American giant that produces electric cars. They produce the most reliable, expensive electric cars and is on the top list for their new innovative technology. So as I will be speaking on the linguistic aspect of Tesla, let's also see on the captivating phrases and visual elements used in the advertisement and how incorporating different languages can impact the market, and also the linguistic approach of CEO on the product on social media. As I have chosen Tesla, the model I have chosen to speak on is model number 3. So, why choose Tesla? Let's just take a look at these 3 captivating images created by Tesla as they give us the reasons as to why we should choose this brand. So, as manufacturers of electric cars, their prime principle is to give the world eco-friendly, zero-emission cars. And Tesla strongly believes the faster the world stops relying on fossil fuels and turns towards zero emission, the better. And when talking about the linguistic approach of Tesla, they are always simple, concise, and to the point. They do not believe in giving their audience any fabricated images about their products. So as we can see in the first one, we understand that Tesla is wanting us to be wise enough when choosing the car because it should not eventually affect our health. And second, to go have a carbon-free environment. And third, not to waste time in fuel lines as the Tesla's charging stations are freely available in the continents the vehicle has been introduced. So as we can see, the words are simple, yet they convey the message in the most convincing manner. So while people rush to buy the stocks of Tesla and take it as a pride, the truth is that Tesla spends a minimal amount in their marketing. Simply, they call it the $0 budget. And they do not believe in traditional advertising, but Elon Musk knows that consumers need information to make decisions. So, how does he do the marketing for his products? Let's take a look at this commercial.
I like the way it looks from the front because it has this slightly aggressive touch.
This car with all those features, it's still like a smartphone with games, with apps on it.
Ich glaube, es ist die Verantwortung gegenüber unseren Kindern und deswegen fahre ich elektrisch mit Begeisterung.
We would never switch to petrol again because I think this is the answer that we should follow everywhere.
Und freue mich gigantisch auf das neue Model 3. I don't see it as a replacement for this car. I think the Model 3 will be more a day-to-day use car that we use for shopping and going to the stores.
It's a much more fitting car for our region. We don't have streets that big and parking lots that big.
Nein! Geil!
There's a drive there. Me? Yes. Oh, Lord.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god! Wow!
Oh, that's much better than just looking at photos. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I like it. That's cool.
Lovely. It is. Oh, it's great.
Nice. Well, it's a beastie kind of car, you know? It's a fun car. It's a sporty car.
It feels good. It still feels like a Tesla.
I think I see now why some other manufacturers are say that this car coming to Europe?
It's some sort of a pioneer work with electric cars. I love it.
I wouldn't expect it to have so much space for me as a tall person.
It's just great. It's a fantastic car.
So that was a commercial done by Tesla. Commercial done by Tesla, where they invited few customers from Germany who own a Tesla, and they wanted to give their experience on driving their present Teslas, and also they were given a chance, a surprise ride in the new model Tesla 3, and they were asked to speak on their experience on that as well. So that is what Tesla works on for its promotion. It is the word of mouth strategy. So the goodwill is directly driven from the customers to the potential customers. So Tesla doesn't essentially market its products directly, but it encourages others, namely the customers, to do the selling for them. So just as we heard the customers speak on the product, they spoke on the appearance of the vehicle, and they mentioned some facts about Tesla, which they mentioned it's like a smartphone with all the applications on it, and regionally compatible, and that this is the answer that the world should follow for the betterment of the world. And also they used adjectives such as beastie car, family car, sportive car, fun and spacious car. And also they mentioned that it is intimidating for other automobile manufacturers of Europe for the Model 3 coming in. So do you think Elon Musk would do such a commercial in Sri Lanka, where he could only target a population of 20 million who only speak mostly Sinhala and English? Highly much unlikely, isn't it? But this advert is exclusively done in Europe, and the customers speak German and English. And according to statistics, 51% speak English in Europe, and German is spoken by 32% of the population. So taking the total of all, this commercial will reach more than 75% of the population in Europe. And moreover, when I say Germany, what comes to your mind? Hitler, of course. And we could also say that Germans are known for their patriotism, and that Germany has produced some world-class vehicles since the time of history. And these are some of the vehicles, the automobile brands that Germany is still producing. So two things to take into our minds. One, Germans are known for their patriotism, and second, that they produce some world-class brands. But knowing these two facts, imagine the marketing strategy of Tesla, where they conquered few German Tesla-owning Germans to speak on how good this American brand is in Europe. And they speak in the languages they are very convenient with. They speak in English and German, which are the two most spoken languages in Europe. So I really admire the linguistic strategy of Tesla in this commercial. And also in talking about the linguistic aspect on social media, particularly on Twitter, as we know, Elon Musk is the present CEO of Twitter, and according to studies, 330 million users are there in Twitter. So Elon Musk freely does his marketing just by typing out some simple, concise words. And according to linguistics, this approach is known as the text linguistic method, which is defined in 1967. So it is actually a mode of communication where you just convey the message with some simple text. Either it could be a monologue or it could be an interaction. So Elon Musk used this method on social media. And these are few tweets of model number 3 done by Elon Musk on Twitter. And as you can see, the words are simple and to the point. And he always, since it is Elon Musk who is speaking the words out himself, the wordings are always in first person narration. And he always believes in having a personal touch with the customers. So that is what is attracting for all of them. So we could say that the language strategy of Elon on Twitter is that it is his direct involvement is the attraction, and it's in first person narration. He's always loud and clear about his planning to the people, and there's perfect authenticity and transparency in wording, which is socially realistic linguistics that is used because it is not fabricated, and so people understand it simply. and it's simple, clear and concise, and he does not use corporate language. It is always conversational because he always believes in having a personal touch with his customers. So in summary, Tesla loves to go non-traditional in terms of marketing and linguistics, and simple and concise, they use simple and concise words, and they are socially realistic linguistic, and they use conversational tone and first person narration as well, and loves to word the commercials in the most authentic and transparent way. So that's the marketing and linguistic strategy of Tesla, and hope you received a comprehensive idea on this brand and their marketing. And now let me invite my colleague Shammi to take over. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Felix. I'm Shammi Jayawardana, a student of 12.1 TESOL batch. So today I'll be explaining about a particular advertisement, its linguistic aspects, language features which are used to convey the...
What's your name?
Dilshan Jayawardana.
Huh?
Dilshan Jayawardana.
Okay, go ahead.
Language features which are used to convey the message in a comprehensive manner to the customer. First of all, let's look at the advertisement.
78 years ago, a legend was born. The journey started on a battlefield. We won, but we did not rest. Just rolled on to the next mission, exploration. Through freezing trails, blazing hot sand and needing mud, covering every inch of every continent, relentlessly. Because go anywhere, do anything, is not just a marketing slogan. They're words we actually live by. So how do we go past such a legend? We found our answer in nature. Evolution. Because you can't improve upon perfection. You can only reinvent it. Here's the all-new Jeep Wrangler, a legend evolved.
We can see many language features which are used here to convey the message in a comprehensive manner to the customer. Let's go ahead.
78 years ago, a legend was born. The journey started on a battlefield.
Go anywhere, do anything. What comes to your mind? Go anywhere, which means using the vehicle. Go anywhere, you can go anywhere using the vehicle. Do anything with the vehicle, in the vehicle or without the vehicle. That is an ambiguous expression. And there you can see the persuasive language using, which means the advertisement tells you something you need. And here you can see they have used imperatives to convey the message, something unavoidable. And they have used some emotive words such as born. What came to your mind when you see the word born? It's just like a new, it's regarding the birth of a new baby or something like that. Even you might have had the same feeling when you have the first vehicle. It's just like a new journey, new birth, something like that.
We won, but we did not rest.
We won, but we did not rest. Here they have used personification as well as they have used imagery, which means when you see the words, a picture comes to your mind.
Just rolled on to the next mission, exploration. Through freezing trails, blazing hot sand.
Freezing trails are blazing hot sand and deep mud covering. Here they have used the feature or alliteration, which means repeating initial consonant in two or more words, and they have used here a cluster of three phrases. Here through freezing trails and blazing hot sand and deep mud covering.
Every inch of every continent.
Every inch of every continent. Here they have used some catchy phrases to convey the message to the customer. And this is not only catchy, but also this is imagery, which means you can, every inch of every continent, just whatever the road you have, you are driving through, just you can use this vehicle. Make let us go anywhere. Here they have used personal pronouns. They are trying to keep you to the audience, and they have used persuasive language feature again.
It's not just a marketing slogan.
It's not just a marketing slogan. You might have seen that everywhere, each company, they have marketing slogans. Now here, these products, it means gym products, they are saying that they are criticizing other brands. They are saying that they are only just marketing slogans. Here, they are criticizing other brands.
The words we actually live by. So how do we go past such a legend?
How do we go past such a legend? Here you can see rhetorical questions, which means asking questions without expecting an answer. And they have used word legend 3-4 times here to convey the message. That is called repetition. And you can see the exaggeration, which means making it to seem more important than how it really is.
We found our answer in nature. Evolution.
Answering nature evolution. Here they have used metaphors, which means a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an action or object which is not literally applicable or symbolic of something else.
You can't improve upon perfection. You can only reinvent it.
You cannot improve upon perfection. You can only reinvent it. Here they have used the testimonial and endorsement feature, which means they predict that no one can improve the perfection. They can only reinvent it. And they have used the feature called criticism 2 here. Now I have been explaining about the features which are used in this advertisement to convey the message in a comprehensive manner. To conclude, this advertisement includes many features which have been used effectively and successfully to convey the message customers properly. So I would like to invite Erika to go ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Deshan. And as the last member of the group number 1, I'm here to present effectiveness of linguistic aspect of advertising. It's good to be bad. Let's see what is good to be bad. Advertising is the part of the culture and economic of the society. Therefore, it has become our day-to-day life. It basically tells us what products to consume, which brand to consume, what car to drive, what beverage or the food to consume. The process of advertising communication is quite complex. The language can have powerful influence over people and their behavior. It has a very huge impact on customers. Customers are the people who will buy the product and consumers are the people who will buy and use the product. The specific language choices are widely important to convey specific messages with aim to influence people. This is basically about customer or consumers. Daily we are exposed to many advertisements. It can be TV, radio or press. Maybe out of 10 advertisements, maybe 2 advertisements might get registered. That means the rest of the ads are rejected from the mind. That means the linguistic aspect or the business vocabulary is failed. So basically, we are going to speak about the effectiveness of business vocabulary in advertising. Let's see what's going to be
Have you ever noticed how in Hollywood movies all the villains have taken her prints?
Maybe we just sound right.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you, Mary.
No more focus.
More precise. Always one step ahead.
yours. Oh, yes. It's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
Yes, it's good to be back. This is world-renowned Britain-born Jaguar. It's a sleek, elegant, amazing car inside out. If we speak about the performance, they have done the manufacture according to the developer's passion. It's not to be measured, it's just to be felt. That's why it's called an art. If we speak about the target market, they have target for upper class market, for rich businessmen and top executives. And positioning, they have done wonderful positioning as psychographic and behavioral. Together as human, they have taken as human behavior. Marketing strategy to attract their selected customers and potential customers to apply their promotional techniques according to. It's a very simple marketing strategy that they are using by using their positioning, behavioral and psychographic. Now in this advertisement, they have come up with a different approach. When we were small, we used to hate villains. Now with the upcoming trend, they have created a new trend to love villains or to admire them or to follow them. These three villains are playing top roles in top leading movies. It says always one step ahead. That means even in the future, nobody can compete. The next villain says we are more focused and precise. These characteristics of villains has equalized with the features of the car. We are obsessed by the power that they are selling a very powerful brand. This is the linguistic aspect that they have linked with the villain's characters. Stiff upper lip is the key, that he says at the end when he emotionally goes down, but villains will never go down emotionally. Stiff upper lip is the key, means it's not for everybody, definitely for the people who are afford to buy. Oh yes, it's good to be back. At the conclusion, I would like to say there is a good diction and they have equalized with the villain's characters to the customers to fall in love with the brand. As the conclusion, I would like to say they have done a wonderful advertising campaign using this new trend as a business vocabulary, linguistic aspect, as a communication tool. They have used this wonderful trend. They have done a trend-setting advertisement. Thank you very much, sir, and you're welcome to do the Q&A session.